You're gonna be shocked, and honestly, a little excited, when you hear what just happened with XRP. Because this isn't another rumor or crypto headline. A Swiss bank, one of the most trusted institutions on the planet, just made a move that no one saw coming. And once you understand what it means for Ripple, for XRP, and for global finance, you'll realize this could be the moment everyone looks back on and says, that's when it started. So what exactly did they do? Why would one of the most conservative, compliance-obsessed banking systems in the world suddenly embrace Ripple's technology? And how could that single decision become the spark that sends XRP into its next massive rally? Let's break it down. This Swiss bank didn't just mention Ripple. They've actually integrated Ripple's stablecoin model, built on the same infrastructure that runs on XRP's liquidity rails. Switzerland isn't just any country. It's the global symbol of trust, neutrality, and banking precision. When a Swiss bank steps into crypto, and specifically into the Ripple ecosystem, that's not a test. That's a signal. For decades, Swiss institutions have been the guardians of wealth, private clients, corporations, sovereign funds. They move billions quietly, carefully, and legally. And now, they're moving on chain. That means Ripple just entered the bloodstream of global finance, not through hype, but through compliance, regulation, and credibility. But here's where it gets really interesting. They didn't choose Tether. They didn't choose some random DeFi stablecoin. They chose Ripple's product, because it's built for banks, not traders. Now, you might ask, okay, cool, but what does that mean for XRP? Well, everything. Because behind every transaction, behind every stablecoin swap, there's still one thing needed: liquidity. And that liquidity comes from XRP. XRP acts as the universal bridge between currencies, between systems, between banks that don't trust each other. When this Swiss bank starts settling cross-border payments using Ripple's rails, XRP becomes the invisible engine making it all work. And the more banks adopt these rails, the more liquidity they need. More liquidity means more XRP demand. And think about timing. This is happening while the rest of the world is still distracted by meme coins and ETF rumors. Meanwhile, institutional money is quietly building the real foundation. If Swiss banks are in, you can bet the rest of Europe, and eventually Wall Street, will follow. So, what does that mean for XRP's price? In the short term, don't expect a moonshot tomorrow morning. But as this network effect grows, XRP doesn't need hype anymore, it needs volume. Sitting around 240 today, if institutional corridors scale faster than expected, XRP can stretch into the low fours, purely on liquidity demand, not retail spikes. And that's the real story. Not another influencer headline. Not another speculative chart. This is the infrastructure play, the quiet revolution happening behind the scenes. Because when Swiss bankers start running transactions on Ripple, that's not retail FOMO, that's legacy finance saying, we trust this tech. So now I want to know what you think. Does this mark the true beginning of XRP's comeback, or are the banks just testing the waters before the big players step in? Drop your thoughts below, I'm reading every comment. If you want to stay ahead of these moves before they hit the headlines, make sure you're subscribed, because here, we track the real adoption stories, not the noise. And remember, this video is not financial advice. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research before investing in crypto.